In this lecture, you will get a feel of how easy it is to develop and deploy Java applications using Spring Boot. We are going to create several projects from scratch starting the next section. So you are welcome to work with me in parallel here or just watch. Go to STS, File menu, New, Spring Starter project. We are going to create a RESTful web service that will return a Hello Spring Boot message to the client that invokes it. Spring Starter project. Give the project a name, call it Hello Spring Boot. The group name is com.bharath.springboot. The artifact name is fine, version, description, we can change it. Hello Spring Boot REST service. Again, each of these steps will be explained in detail in the next few sections. com.bharath.springboot. Click next. This is where we can select all the libraries that we need for our project. In this case, since we are developing a RESTful web service, select web or search for web. Select web here and that will get selected. You can see it on the right side. Finish. And we'll have a project created with the pom.xml because it's a Maven project with all the folders. Each of these folders and files will be explained in detail in the next section. This is just to give you a feel of it. So right click on this package, new, class, call it Hello Controller. Finish. To make this a REST endpoint, mark this with REST Controller annotation from Spring Web. Hit Control 1, import it. This will host a single message called public string hello. So it should return back a message called Hello Spring Boot. Save it. We need to map this method to a URI using @request annotation, @request mapping annotation. And within brackets, within double quotes, map it to a URI called hello. So to invoke this REST service, we should use this URI. That's it. Now right click on this project to run it. We need not build a WAR file. We need not configure any dispatcher servlet, etc., which we used to do before Spring Boot. No XML configuration, no Java based configuration. All we have to do is simply develop this REST controller. Right click on this project, run as Spring Boot app. No need to create a WAR file and then deploy it to a Tomcat server. Simply right click, run it, and automatically our application will be compiled and it will be run on an embedded Tomcat server. We will learn the details of how that embedded Tomcat server is getting started, how to change it, etc. in sections later on. Go to your web browser, open up a new tab, localhost : by default Tomcat runs on port 8080 / the URL we have mapped our RESTful web service to is hello. Type in hello, hit enter, and you will see Hello Spring Boot. So it's that powerful and it's that easy to develop our applications by simply adding the required dependencies. All the configuration will be done by Spring Boot automatically. So if we are developing a RESTful web service, the dispatcher servlet configuration will be enabled by Spring Boot automatically. If you are creating a ORM project, object relational mapping, where we use Hibernate, etc., all the data source configuration, the database connection configuration will be done by Spring Boot automatically. That's the magic of Spring Boot. And as you have seen, we can right click and simply run our application on an embedded Tomcat server. We need not install a Tomcat, then create a WAR file and then deploy it to the WAR file. We can do all that by simply right clicking and running it.